Hello, I'm Mike Gordon, and welcome to part 1 of my perfect playthrough of Legend of Zelda for NES. We have quite the adventure ahead of us. We have to complete every dungeon of the game, max our health, obtain and fully upgrade all our items, and we have to max out our rupees, keys, and bombs as well. First order of business, of course, pick up the wooden sword. At the beginning of the game, it automatically gets added to our A button. Now, the next order of business is to farm for rupees, and without any bombs or the blue flame, which are both going to be essential for this task, I'm just going to show off this strategy I have for early on. Get to the location that you need to go to for the flame and I go to the shops, the open and available shops that have the bombs and the flames. And once I get to that point and clear all the enemies, I'm going to use a trick called Up and A, which requires the second controller to perform. So why Up and A specifically? Because Up and A... Because Up and A allows you to save your game. Otherwise, the only way you can save your game is by taking a game over. Furthermore, saving the game basically acts as a soft reset, which sends you all the way back to the beginning of the game. Also, a few mechanics I want to address. On the overworld map, every 10 enemies you kill will drop 5 rupees automatically. Some enemies are also, like those blue Octoroks, are coded to drop other items as well, potentially. Like periodically, like bombs. For blue Octorok, it's possible for them to drop them on the first, 4th, or 6th kills. Other enemies, it could be different. It could be like the 2nd and 3rd attempts. And some enemies can't at all. That shot right there sells bombs, but we already have our first set of bombs. I could use them now and save myself some trouble, but I prefer to farm some more. It could help save some time, and this is a strategy worth using. Especially since early on, it is possible not to have any bombs at all, and to only have like 20 rupees if your luck is really bad. Luckily for me, my luck is not that bad, so I'm actually getting quite a few rupees. I already have a set of bombs. So really, this is a demonstration of, okay, what if you don't have the necessary rupees? I would need 60 rupees for the blue flame, which I'm not gonna earn in time. Not gonna get 5 consecutive drops of 5 rupees. I am, however, gonna get the bombs that I will need. Oh yeah, if you stay perfectly still, you can deflect enemy attack. You can deflect enemy projectiles. However, with the small-ass shield, it will only work on normal weapons. And I'm performing Up and B. You have to pause the game to access the menu first before you can Up and A. Press both simultaneously, then you can have the option to save your game. It also allows you to save your game without penalty, as the game actually keeps track of the number of times you have died. The downside, though, is save your game, of course, is an automatic soft reset. Yeah, that is a downside, but it's also a possible upside if you know how to make use of this. By the way, it's every 10 kills, so item drops work in sequence of 10, and it doesn't matter if it's the same enemy or 10 different enemies altogether. Every 10 kills you make without taking any damage will result in a possible blue in a possible blue rupee drop. Blue rupees are worth 5 rupees, like that here. And here's our first secret passage we can uncover with the bombs, since we now have them. And these rooms always take the hearts because the items here do not replenish. It's a one-time pickup. And there are 5 overworld heart containers. 4 of them can be missed out forever if you do not pick them up. You go for the red potion instead. There is another way to obtain red potions, so don't worry about that. And this is a gambling house. I'm going to make use of this system in order to max out on rupees. This is not recommended on actual hardware. This is kind of randomized. It is how if you do play this on like Nintendo Switch Online or like the virtual console releases of the game, they do allow save states and rewind. Even the NES Classic, you could use the save states and rewind to manipulate these encounters. And we just need one more entry to fully max out our rupees now. Yep, we are good to go. 255 is the hard max you can carry at a time. And by the way, we have to enter every cave and pick up all the rewards and even take in all the punishments. So I'm gonna bomb an entrance here before I pick up the bomb. Our shield is not equipped to handle these energy balls. Pay me for the door repair charge. There's about 9 of these that we have to uncover because these are part of the perfect playthrough conditions. Not to leave a single stone in this world unturned. So, I'm going to make my way to the cave where we could have went to buy bombs. But because we are currently maxed out on bombs, you can only to start, you can only carry 8 bombs. But you can increase that number over time. First store business, we want to buy the arrows. There are places where you can buy the shield for cheaper. So I'm not going to waste my money on my rupees on the... Alright. So I'm not going to waste my rupees on the more expensive shields, just buy the cheaper versions. You only get 1 upgrade to your shield as far as I know. So yeah, just trying to take out these pig people. I don't know all the names of these enemies, I just know those things are called Octoroks. There are enemies called Like-Likes and Tektites. The Tektites are like those spire-like things that you can occasionally fight. By the way, the clocks that you pick up actually freeze enemies in place so they can't move and they can't attack. And to my knowledge, it only expires once you leave the area. Move on to the next screen. We also need to get a stronger sword. That's done by obtaining at least 5 heart containers. We now have enough to buy the blue candle, though. And that's what I'm gonna do. Enemies do eventually replenish on the screens that you previously killed them in. I'm not quite sure when. Specifically, outside of, if you take out all the enemies in a dungeon, they will. Once you leave a dungeon and come back out, they will respawn. But I'm not quite sure how many screens need to be passed before that happens. Now, what Blue Candle does allows you to burn down a bush, You can replenish that infinitely. And first item I want to get between the two, the shield and the food, is the shield. That allows us to repel energy projectiles. That's great to have. We don't need the food right away, and the other item that's for sale are just the little hearts that replenish your health. Which we don't need because we're at max health. We need to contact these guys in order to make them come alive. They're not statues. And doing so unveils another secret passage. It's a secret to everybody. Those pig people will basically bribe you with money in exchange of letting them be. Kind of goes to show that some of these enemies are peaceful creatures and don't really want to, they just want to be left alone. Honestly, I kind of like that there's that much world building and was basically a bare bones action adventure title. Bare bones in terms of characters and story. I mean, it is the NES after all. Something I should mention too is the music. It does sort of drone on all along for a really long time, but the game does have some tricks to make it seem less noticeable. And it's kind of impressive for a 1986 release. The bombs here. It's kind of amazing for a 1986 release that they were able to compose such a long track. I think this is about a minute or so long. It's not 2 minutes long at all. I think it's just a little over a minute long. And doing it basically gives you some breathing room to uncover a cave, or a secret passage, or enter a dungeon. So the music never really overstays its welcome, and is just long enough to be enjoyable. They pull off the similar trick in Super Mario Bros. 1 as well. And the few music tracks that basically just loop endlessly, and it's like 30, and that's like 20 seconds long. It's also not that noticeable. Actually, I don't think any track in this game is. I went up the wrong stairs. I don't have to go up there yet. Alright, I want to clear these enemies out first. I typically don't bother with the steam monsters because we can't get out of there and pick up their items yet. Alright, no items. Now we go up this stairs, and there is an item for us to pick up. Show this to the old woman. The name of the old woman is Impa, and she's the one who runs the potion shops all over Hyrule. We actually do need to... And she will not open up her potion shops until you show her that letter. Pay me for the door repair charge. Alright, the reason why I don't bother killing these enemies is because they are immoral until they start moving around a bit. We're not quite strong enough to deal with these enemies. Secret set of stairs contains a secret to every bite worth 100 rupees. There's like only 4 of these caves in the entire game that have 100 rupees. And we're about to uncover 3 or 4 of them. We're going to uncover all of them. I'm gonna play this game once or twice. I think once is enough. That should be enough to carry us through to the next checkpoint. I don't have to splurge too much at this point. After all, we have quite a number of rupee caves left for us to uncover, as well as a few items for us to buy, including the food. I also need to replenish our bombs soon. Alright, this is a potion shop. You can tell this because it's just a woman by herself. She says it does nothing, it shows nothing. Show her the letter, and now you can buy the second or first potion. The life potion works once, the second potion works twice. They both fully replenish your health though when you use them. So they're good for sticky situations, but the way I'm gonna play, I'm not going to allow myself to get it at all. This actually makes our swords way stronger and act as a projectile, which is helpful. Alright, the shield is kind of pricey. I'm not gonna buy that shield, even though I could afford it. I'm gonna go for cheap. Prefer you go for cheaper. Alright, and there's a secret passage. Secret is in the tree at the dead end. Oh yeah, we already saw that. That's the tree, it's the dead end. It was the secret stairs leading to the 100 rupees that we just went past. I'm just going to clear these enemies out, and it doesn't really matter what I do first. I could go upstairs for our next item, or I could go behind the waterfall, and I can pay this woman for advice. Go with the go up the mountain ahead. We just passed that point, and what that is meant to describe is what we need to do to reach one of the dungeons. We're not ready for that dungeon yet, though, so we're gonna wait for that. The fairies here fully replenish our health. That's only really useful if after we save and soft reset, because the after using it, and you can have this. I believe this is called the magical sword. And actually is twice as strong as the wooden sword, meaning it takes out 2 points of health instead of 1. And there's another sword that allows us to take out 4 points of health instead. By the way, there's only at best 1 secret per screen, and not all screens have secrets. If there is an open passage that you can access, there isn't going to be another secret there. So, good rule of thumb. Go down here, and this is yet another potion shop. We already have the second potion. If you use the second potion once, you fully heal and it becomes the life potion. But you can turn that back into the second potion by buying another life potion. 2 life potions equals a second potion, so to speak. So I'm just going around uncovering all the secrets that we have access to. This bridge to our left will lead us to our first dungeon, or as the game calls them, levels, the first level of the game. Now, I'm going to save that until I'm done with everything else, because I don't want journey through that dungeon to interfere. It's a secret, everybody. It's not 30. So at this point, we can probably buy the food now. I mean, we already bought the shield for much cheaper than we otherwise could have. And this is the 3rd of 5 heart containers that we can access on the world map, and the last one that we can access for a while. Not too much longer. Go down here, and here's we already bought the shield, so we could deflect the energy. We might as well buy the food now, even though we are close to having enough rupees for the big purchase of the game. Ooh, that was tight! It's a secret to everybody. Alright, and yeah, it's only 10 rupees. And I'm actually gonna go a bit out of the way so I can. I think we're near 10 enemy kills right about now. I think that's 8, 9, and the next enemy should be number 10, so I'm gonna move on to bombs. By the way, we can't do anything with the arrows yet because we need an actual bow to use them. Arrows basically act as projectiles in case you took damage and lost the projector's sword as a result. However, because the game does not keep track, there is no counter keeping track of arrows in this game. Alright, we already got everything we need here. We don't need to buy keys yet. We are gonna worry about buying keys till the very end of the game. Alright, and this is another 10 kills, and before we pick that up, I'm gonna bomb that wall, and now we're back to full. Each set of bombs will always be worth 4. Alright. We still have a number of pay rupees and a few more of the rupee rewards left. Also want to cover all the secret shops. Blue flame. Pay me for the door repair charge. Alright. I need another 100 rupees before I can make the preparations for the blue ring, which is a huge upgrade. The shields only protect you from projectiles, but the rings will actually have the amount of damage you would otherwise take, making you much more resilient as a result. I sometimes get my buns confused. Pay me for the door repair charge. Let's clear out these enemies. I think those were enemies that we had killed not long ago and have since respawned. So it's definitely a room count that basically will lead to these enemies respawning, a la Kingdom Hearts, except it's not every 2 or 3 rooms, it's like 10 rooms. It's a secret to everybody. As 100. There's one more reward room that we can access right now, and it's worth exactly 10. It's a secret to everybody. Now we're maxed out rupees, we might as well make our way to the blue ring now. This is gonna be quite the journey. I don't need to worry about picking up any more rupees. I just have to clear the enemies that happen to be in my way. Alright, so the hearts only replenish 1 heart of health for you all. The fairies fully replenish your health. There are also some fairy springs you can make use of in order to fully replenish your health. That's not something I'm going to worry about quite yet. Alright, this is a medicine shop. By the way, you can also leave the area you're in and go back in order to force enemy spawns in more convenient places. This is another shot we could buy for bombs, arrows, and less but still expensive shield. By the way, we don't have to buy any more shields. We are good as far as shields go for pretty much the entire rest of the game. Just gotta take these guys out. Take this guy. These armor guys are never gonna drop items for you. Unless maybe you kill them on the 10th round. Because if you kill 10 enemies without taking any damage, they will drop a blue rupee, which is worth 5 rupees. just gonna clear these guys out. And there is gonna be a payment shop that's gonna completely wipe us out. And we don't need to go in here. Alright, inside. Yeah, we're gonna skip past these guys. By the way, there is some music lag on occasion. Pay me for the door repair charge. And he cleaned us out. There are still a few more door repair rooms left for us to uncover. I think 4. But they are all a little out of the way. These places I'm visiting right now are gonna be some of the last places I visit before I want to take these guys out first, and then I go downstairs. Ew, the clock. Nope. If you want to get past the stairs without going down them, just run up from the top of the stairs. Because you only go down the stairs, not up them. And he gives us 100 rupees right off the bat. I think that is the last place that gives you 100 rupees. And there's only one, and there's like only a couple more places that give you free rupees left. Don't worry, we've unlocked quite a few gambling houses. There happens to be a gambling house that's conveniently right next to the starting area. So, if you ever want to load back up on rupees, that's the way to go. Side note, in order to make use of the gambling houses, you need at least 10 rupees. Let's head downstairs. Go down here. This is gonna be our last little secret area before we save. Before we up an A and save our game. I'm gonna take these guys out. Oh, he dropped a bomb. Alright, that's convenient. Now we're fully maxed out on bombs. That's a secret to everybody. Alright, now that we've been everywhere we can go, I'm gonna save my game and reload. Unfortunately, now our life has been reduced because the game will always start you at 3 hearts of health, even if you obtained additional heart containers whenever you load up a game. Doesn't matter the circumstances. So I'm gonna use the bomb in here. And I'm gonna gamble until I max out my heart, so I don't have to worry about anything like that anymore. Remember, we still need to buy some keys, too. Alright, and... I think a 51 is gonna be good enough to stop. And it's just 20... Once we get a payout of 50 rupees, we will be done with the gambling house. I think there's 1 or 2 more gambling houses that have yet to be uncovered. But again, they are way, way out of the way. And I'm not gonna bother with them quite yet. So where are we in terms of kill count? So I'm just, now that I've got it, oh yeah, now we got the fairy, so we get to fully replenish our health. And we have to make sure to kill something with a bomb soon. And I think we're at 8, 9. I think we're at 9 kills. Oh, we need to plant a bomb so we could... There. Get the bomb pickup. Well, unfortunately, the 10 enemy trick doesn't really work in dungeons. But we are now at level 1. The objective of level 1 is to get the compass, get the key, get the 1 or 2 unique items you need to cover. You need to enter every room and blow and completely open up every single passage. We also have to defeat the boss, grab the heart container. There is a heart container at the end of every dungeon. Every one of the first 8 dungeons. The first 8 levels, not level 9. And there's no bombable walls in these 2 rooms. We're just going inside, pick up the 2 keys. So out these enemies now. Now, you can't, no matter what, you cannot get bombs to drop on the 10th kill on some of these enemies. I've tried and it doesn't work. I don't know if it's just if there's something I'm missing, or if it's just the cave themselves. But I will bomb this wall that technically acts as a shortcut to a room we otherwise would not be able to access. Same with this room. Now what the compass does is reveal the location of the boss, and as well as the Triforce piece that we need to pick up. And the map shows us the entire layout of the dungeon, which we are gonna gun for right now. This won't cost us all the keys in our inventory, but we're trying to explore every single nook and cranny in this game. Alright, we have to clear out all the enemies in here so we can push the block. Only push it that way. What's the secret this guy's gonna tell us? Eastmost Peninsula is the secret. Oh yeah, the Eastmost Peninsula. Unfortunately, we can't really do anything with that quite yet, but keep that in mind for later. Alright, we could go right and get one step closer to the boss, but I'd rather... See, I bombed the enemy because I saw... Oh, he drops the blue rupee. No, he drops the blue rupee because they're guaranteed to drop it. Because they are... Not because it was the 10th kill. And we could go back. Oh, wait, so these things start backing away. Go down the stairs here, and I'm gonna just kill the bat that's gonna get in the bats as they come. Convenient because I don't want. Well, I don't remember what they're called. They're not called bats, technically speaking. I'm just calling them bats because that's basically what they are. Bats do not drop anything, so no matter how many of them you bomb, they will never drop a bomb. Or a blue rupee. So yeah, I think that's the main thing. A lot of enemies in dungeons don't drop anything, even if you kill them 10 times in a row without taking damage. Even if you use a bomb for the 10th kill, they still will not drop anything. I have to be careful. We want to kill all the enemies in this room because we'll be given a reward, the boomerang, which allows us to not only damage enemies from afar, but can even allow us to grab items from a distance. So items that appear in walls or in the water are now a thing of the past. Just attack them from the north, and keep a lookout for the projectiles. And oh yeah, if you have taken damage when you pick up a Triforce piece, you will be restored back to full health, so don't worry about it. But with 7 heart containers, I think I'm about done for today. Next time, my perfect playthrough of Legend of Zelda, we will take on dungeon level 2. Leave a like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel. I greatly appreciate it. With all out of the way, this is Mike Gordon, sign out.